Today we're going to show you how to make 3 easy and delicious tofu recipes. Hey everyone, it's Jasmine.
And Chris.
Welcome back to another video. Today's an exciting one because we're going to be cooking up 3 really delicious things.
Yeah, tofu is one of our favorite things to cook with, and everybody seems to love a good tofu recipe. So we're sharing 3 of our favorite tofu recipes with you today, all of which are super easy to make and they pack a bunch of flavor.
All the recipes are, as always, linked in our description box. They're all on our website. Today we're making a tofu salmon, we're making a maple glazed tofu, and lastly, we are making a salt and pepper tofu.
If you follow us on our social platforms, you've probably seen one or all of these recipes, but we'll be going into a little bit more detail today and showing you the ins and outs of each recipe.
So without further ado, let's get started.
The first recipe we're making today is a tofu salmon, or a salmon-style tofu. We posted a recipe for this maybe 6 months ago on social media, and let's just say it was slightly controversial.
Got a little crazy.
But we figured we'd share it here in long format and show you step by step how to make it. It looks very similar to a salmon fillet.
And it tastes really good.
I agree. I was never a big seafood eater growing up, but salmon was the one fish I felt like I did enjoy over others. So to start, we're going to take our blender and make our marinade for the tofu. So to the blender, we're going to add 1 cup of vegetable broth, a sheet of nori that's going to help give it the fishy flavor, some soy sauce, rice vinegar, brown sugar, miso paste, 2 cloves of garlic, fresh ginger, and then for color, we're going to add in some beet powder, paprika, and turmeric. And we like to add a little bit of liquid smoke. This is an optional step, but we definitely do recommend it for some additional flavor. Now we're going to prepare our tofu. This is a pressed block of extra firm tofu. Pressing your tofu helps remove all of the excess moisture, so we definitely recommend doing that. I know some people don't like to, but it definitely helps, especially when you're marinating something, to absorb all of the flavor. But the way we're preparing this is an optional step, but if you want to make the presentation of this as realistic to salmon as possible, we definitely recommend this. So we're going to be taking the block and cutting it lengthwise into 2 pieces, and then each piece we're going to cut with a curved fillet shape. So this will, like I said, help make it realistic looking, and then it'll be in 4 pieces total. So we'll be able to serve this to 4 people or have 4 servings for it. Once we have our fillets cut, put 2 chopsticks or butter knives on each side of each piece of tofu. We'll cut diagonal cuts into the tofu, and the chopsticks will stop your knife from cutting all the way through. This will help mimic the flaky texture of fish, and it will help the tofu absorb all of the marinade. Next, we'll take our cut tofu fillets and add them to a shallow container. We'll pour over the marinade and then pop that in the fridge for at least an hour to marinate and chill. The longer the better. You can leave it up to overnight if you really want the flavor to absorb, but minimum an hour, maximum 24 hours. Now we're going to take a sheet of nori and cut it to the size of each tofu fillet. From there, we're going to dip each sheet of nori into the marinade and then adhere it to the bottom of the tofu pieces. From there, we'll carefully dredge the tofu in cornstarch on all sides. Then we'll repeat that process with all 4 tofu fillets. Once our tofu fillets are prepared, we'll head over to the stove and heat a large skillet over medium heat with a neutral oil. You can also use olive oil, but I like to use avocado oil. We'll fry each side of the tofu until it's golden and crispy. And to serve our tofu salmon, we have a bed of fluffy white rice. I'm sprinkling over some furikake. There is a vegan version available. Some do have fish, so make sure you read the labels. We'll link the one that we use down below. And then we're also topping it with some green onions.
And there is a bunch of extra marinade that you could use as a sauce over top, or you can marinate more tofu. We're going to save it and use it again.
Oh, and also you can season with additional salt to taste. Some furikake might be more salty than others, so it's going to be up to preference.
Oh my god, it's so crispy.
It's so good. This will impress somebody, I promise.
The most time-consuming part is adding the nori and breading it. but it's really not like hard.
Yeah, I think there's
That's
just
the
a bunch of
hardest part.
steps and then like cutting the tofu, but
They're simple.
yeah, everything comes together really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into our next recipe, we wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor today, which is Blueland.
We've been big fans of Blueland for years now. We've mentioned their cleaning sprays in a previous video, and today we're here to talk to you about their dishwasher tablets and their detergent tablets.
We're always looking to make small changes in our lives that are better for us and better for the planet. And what we love about Blueland is that all of their products are completely free from microplastics.
Microplastics are in everything, and sometimes it seems like it can't be avoided, but with Blueland, you can avoid them with your detergent tablets. Not only are they plastic free, but they are free of parabens, phosphates, ammonia, VOCs, chlorine bleach, and phthalates, and they're certified clean. They come in compostable packaging, and there's no single-use plastic anywhere.
Their dishwasher tablets are great because they power through baked-on mess even after 48 hours with no pre-soaking needed. And their laundry tablets tackle everything from grass to coffee stains, and the enzymes keep whites bright and colors vibrant.
And along with all that, they are Cradle to Cradle certified, EWG verified.
And they're also EPA Safer Choice certified.
They're USDA BioPreferred, and they're Leaping Bunny certified, of course. If you want to check out Blueland, they're offering our viewers a special discount. We have a QR code here on the screen where you can get 15% off. We also have the direct link in our bio as well, in our description box, not bio.
And once you try Blueland for yourself, you'll be amazed with how well it cleans. Thank you again to Blueland, and on to the next recipe.
The next recipe is a simple maple glazed tofu. We pressed a block of tofu. Again, we'll link the press we use down below. We also have the option of doing an at-home DIY press. I'll link that down below as well. I'm going to slice this into cubes, and you could really do this as big or as small as you'd like. It's not going to be super, super even, but it'll be fine. Cut those into cubes. And then I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to mix some dry ingredients. All right, in my large bowl, I'm adding in some cornstarch, garlic powder, paprika, salt, and we have a little bit of black pepper. We're going to mix that until it's nice and uniform, and then toss the tofu in all of that. And then we're just going to fry all this in some oil until it is golden on all sides. It's going to take about 10 minutes. And I'm also going to prepare the maple glaze. It's really simple. In a small bowl or cup, you mix together some soy sauce, maple syrup, and some rice vinegar. Once the tofu is golden, reduce the heat to low and add in that maple glaze. And you're going to stir that constantly for about 1 to 2 minutes until it's nice and thick and all the tofu is coated. Remove that from heat, top it with some toasted sesame seeds and green onions, and you are ready to serve. This is better with rice, but we're just going to have it straight from the pan. Be careful, it might be really hot. Is it really hot?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, hot. Really good, though.
Anything with sesame seeds, bury me.
I didn't mention this earlier, but we've said this many times. Make sure you use toasted sesame seeds. It would taste so much better. And you can just toast them yourself. Just get the raw, toast it. It's delicious.
Very good.
You're watching Sweet Simple Vegan. No, he didn't watch Disney Channel. He has no idea what I'm talking about, right?
I did after we didn't have it.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, you gotta.
The final recipe we're making today is a crispy salt and pepper tofu. This is supposed to mimic salt and pepper squid, but obviously instead of squid, we're using tofu. The beauty about this recipe is we don't have to press the tofu. Since we're going to be boiling it in salt water, there's no need to press out any of the moisture. The first step is to prepare our tofu. We're going to be dicing it into 1-inch cubes. I feel like I always have a hard time dicing tofu evenly, especially on camera, so not bad. And behind me we have some water boiling. We're just going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to that to make a brine. And once the water is boiling, we'll add our tofu cubes in and let that simmer for about 5 minutes. While the tofu is boiling behind us, we're going to mix cornstarch and white pepper in a large bowl. Once our tofu is done boiling, we'll drain it and then transfer it to a towel and pat it dry. And then 1/2 at a time, we'll transfer our boiled tofu into the cornstarch mixture. And then we'll just fully coat that. And then right from the cornstarch mixture, we're going to be frying this in some oil. We're using a cast iron skillet. You can also use a pot, but you want it to be deep enough to deep fry. Once the tofu is golden brown, we'll transfer it from the oil onto a wire rack and allow that to cool while we cook the next batch. In a small bowl, we'll mix together salt, white pepper, and a pinch of sugar. And then we'll heat a large wok over medium heat with some oil. We'll add in some garlic and the whites of scallions and let that cook for about a minute. Add in the crispy tofu along with the sliced jalapenos, and then we'll sprinkle over our seasoning blend. Toss everything together, and then you can season with salt to taste. To serve it, we'll top it with the remaining scallion greens, and we're ready to dig in.
Just making sure I don't have any jalapeno seeds.
Eat one.
That is freaking delicious, yeah.
So simple.
So simple. You can just eat this like chips.
I know. This is dangerous. I'll eat the whole thing.
And it's not spicy if you don't eat the jalapenos, which I'm avoiding at all costs, but delicious.
And as always, all the recipes will be down below.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed all of our tofu recipes, and we hope you can try them out.
Yeah, everything will be linked down below, all the recipes on our blog. We definitely recommend making a few. Let us know what you think. And make sure you check out Blueland as well. All of their info is down below as well.
We have a bunch of other tofu videos. If you're interested in more tofu recipes, we will link all those down below. And I think that is all we have to say, right?
Yeah, one more thing. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'd love to see you again soon.
All right. See ya. Peace. Bye.